It is an extremely joyful and enlightening experience to feel belonged, isn't it? A place where you can just relate to a lot of people that have the same common grounds and getting to discover every single one of their slightly distinct characters and personalities. But even more than that, a place where you can just unwind and be yourself with minimal judgments, criticisms, and conflicts thrown at you, because all of you have roughly similar set of physical and mental traits to reinforce one another's confidence, self-esteem, and values. All of you are synonymous to one another, subtly diverse but still bluntly indistinguishable. But what if you are very different, unconventional, unusual, contradicting, and ever so distant to any of them, physically, mentally, intellectually, behaviorally, and situationally? What if you are someone who share the same passions and interests as them, but they can't relate to anything on how you have your body and your mind wrapped around those endeavors? Like having severe dyslexia, but having an undying love for writing and reading. Or even worse, what if you can't relate to anything about them, but are in the same environment as them? You know, like in high school or college where everyone loves to dance, drink, and party whilst you love to draw, read, and write instead. You become an outcast, rejected, discriminated, insulted, belittled, and the worst case of all, banished, expelled, exiled, or just completely excluded and left on your own. Which is what usually happened. Unfair? It is. Why? Because being different to other people worries them. Being different raises a lot of questions in other people's mind of your own social plausibility and comprehensibility, and they identify you, the absolute minority, as a potential risk. And should they take that risk to support, imitate, or emulate your seemingly very peculiar distinction, they are in the risk of losing their social acceptability and tolerability to their place of belonging, the majority. Even for those who secretly admired your distinction, will find it very difficult to open up and be honest about their judgment. It's like the line in the movie The Accountant, where the father of Ben Affleck's character said the line, "You're different." Sooner or later the difference scares people. It is a very natural human reaction and inclination to be cautious, dismiss, and keep away the cripple, the distinct, and the minority, because unless proven otherwise, following them will inevitably decrease our chances of survival and prosperity. That is why most of us follow the majority, where the resources and prosperities are more assured for us. I understand the feeling. It is as unfair as it is truthfully natural, and they are not to blame for doing it. This is what you must first realize and accept. The second thing you must understand is what you should do instead when you feel like you are succumbing to the pressure of the majority and start to drown yourself in your own hopelessness and despair due to their seemingly nefarious conducts towards you. And to help you better capture this principle, let me tell you all a little story. Back in the last 2 years of college, there was this one very peculiar student. Let's call him Adam. He loves basketball, but due to his physical inferiority, he was initially mistreated within the team and was always on the bench during official games. I'm not surprised though. He was only 5'6" tall, so his chances of being a center was completely yeeted into the abyss, since he could not jump high enough and will not have enough strength against his much bigger and taller opponents to go after and fight for rebounds. And although he was light and agile on his feet, his hand size was smaller than 7 inches, 6.57 inches to be exact. And in order to comfortably hold a basketball on your palm, you need to have at least 7.5 inches of hand size. So his chances of being a point guard, power forward, and small forward is also thrown out of the window, since he is unable to comfortably dribble without letting the ball slip out of his hand like it was drenched in baby oil. Being the only odd one out within his team, Adam was never really nurtured by them to grow as a player, because all of them gave up on him as soon as they saw his physical attributes, which led to his technical disadvantages and mishaps, and only allow him to be a part of the team because they did not want to seem obviously discriminative. This did not faze or bother him one bit though. However, he did have a knack for accuracy and a very fine-tuned hand-to-eye coordination, and when I say very, I mean they were borderline touching the elite level in my opinion. On seasonal occasions, the team always held a 3-point shooting competition between the members. Adam was always either first place at best or third place at worst, and almost every time he made a shot, the ball never touches the rim. Through repeatedly witnessing this firsthand, the coach decided to give Adam the chance to play at a friendly match between a rival house and gave him the shooting guard position, which obviously raised a lot of eyebrows. In the game, Adam shocked everyone by scoring 63 points, all with 3-point shots alone. His immaculate hand-to-eye coordination translates to an impeccable level of accuracy, and couple that to his agility, being light on his feet, and only being 5'6" tall, He has a much lower center of gravity and was very elusive to his much taller 6-foot-plus opponents who stood no chance in competing for swiftness and change of directions with him. One moment he's there, the next moment he was in another position ready to receive the ball with the man guarding him still in the same position where he left him. Shocking, isn't it? He can't jump high, he can't dribble, he can't do rebounds, nor could he do a proper pass, but he can definitely receive, shoot, and score. As peculiar and unbelievable as it may look to have someone who is only 5'6" tall as a shooting guard, where the average height of someone in that position is around 6'2" to 6'6", it made and defined Adam for who he distinctively is, and what he is uniquely capable of, and earned him the nickname the Phantom Sniper amongst the team. Yes, I know it's a bad name, but what do you expect? It was 2009 and no one could come up with a better nickname than to take reference from video games. Adam was quite fortunate, however. His father figured out his sensitive reaction time and immaculate hand-to-eye coordination through coincidence when he was playing catch with Adam when he was 5. So Adam didn't have to dig through his own inadequacies for years to eventually find his gift. And over time, Adam developed a love for anything that involves target practice, such as bowling, pool, golf, airsoft guns, dodgeball, and ping pong, on which his father taught him to a high level. But eventually, Adam settled for basketball because he loved the intensity that it brings more than the other sports. Adam himself knew and understood early on that he was physically and technically disadvantaged in the sport that he is most passionate in, and he needed to showcase something that is relevant and plausible in order to successfully contribute in the sport, or else he would pursue something else that would put his natural inclinations into good use. When asked how did he manage to perform and excel at the sport of basketball despite his array of physical and technical disadvantages, he simply replied, "I just stopped caring on what I can't do and just focus all of my attention and effort on what I can do." And that is exactly what I want all of you who are considered different by society to understand. Most distinct people, when they are rejected, belittled, and outcast by the majority, succumbs to the peer pressure of not being able to feel belonged nor appreciated. So they concede and let go of their own natural and unique inclinations and instead try to do and become what they think other people want them to do and become in order to transform into someone they're not to try and fit into the masses. Even if it means giving up the things that they love doing and what they're good at because they're seemingly unpromising in terms of social calibration. In the end, almost all of you will fail in trying to fit in, because what you are doing is rejecting and trying to manipulate yourself and others around your deficiencies and flaws instead of accepting them. And the more you try harder to fit in, the more they will resent you, because they will intuitively know that you are inauthentic, disingenuous, and deceitful in your approach. When you are distinctively different, people's judgment of you will always be surrounding your near-permanent incongruity to fit in with the norms. So to try and helplessly fit in among them will only drive them off even further because you are trying to put on a mask to desperately enter a world where you don't belong in the first place. It's a bit like a giant trying to live amongst the dwarves and the hobbits. While it isn't necessarily impossible, it is without a doubt a mismatch of circumstances. So instead, return to your own distinct strong points and forte. Spend your time and effort on improving them over time to a high extent. You are only running away from who you are and the possibilities and opportunities that lies ahead to prove yourself should you refuse to maximize your own unique potential. When you are different, you have the utmost opportunity to create and lead your own world, and prompt others who are considered different to want to be a part of it. Take Adam as an example. He didn't try to fit in, nor did he try to do what he think everyone wanted him to do. He just kept doing what he loves doing and what he's good at, because he knew it will all be pointless to try and fit in, when he himself is insufficient to fit in. So he decided to be someone in his own world instead. In between classes, he would get everyone dazingly confused through playing catch against the wall to improve his hand-to-eye coordination, endlessly exercising his fingers with layers of rubber bands to strengthen his grip, and brought 10-pound dumbbells to strengthen his forearms, shoulders, and wrists. His dedication to enhance his distinct talent and capabilities allowed him to excel in the sport into levels far beyond his opponents and their vaster arrays of physical and technical advantages. It never ceases to amaze me that we love ourselves more than other people but care more about their opinions than our own. When you are born different, you are dealt your own unique set of hands, and it is in your power to make the best use of that hand to open up possibilities and opportunities in your life, because you will not be given another set of hands for the rest of your life. It is unfair, but there is nothing you can do about circumstances that are out of your control. So take what you can control and maximize their potential. Thank you for watching.